Picture this. A missile carrying a nuclear warhead is blazing through the sky and rapidly closing in on a densely populated area that houses vital infrastructure. But the missile is obliterated mid-flight, long before it can breach the airspace. Well, this is the kind of futuristic defense shield that US President Donald Trump hopes to build, but on a much grander scale. On the 20th of May, the US President greenlit the development of one of the most ambitious anti-missile systems in American history, aimed at countering threats from its adversaries, Russia, China, and North Korea.
Today I'm pleased to announce that we have officially selected an architecture for this state-of-the-art system that will deploy next-generation technologies across the land, sea, and space, including space-based sensors and interceptors.
Dubbed the Golden Dome, this multi-layered missile system is envisioned as a mix of ground-based and space-based sensors and missile interceptors. Trump claims it can intercept any kind of missile from anywhere, even from space.
Once fully constructed, the Golden Dome will be capable of intercepting missiles even if they are launched from other sides of the world and even if they are launched from space. And we will have the best system ever.
In principle, it's similar to Israel's Iron Dome. The Iron Dome works in 3 stages. It first scans the airspace for potential threats using ground-based radar, such as infrared or laser-based systems. If a threat is detected, the system tracks its speed, altitude, and trajectory. And once the nature of the threat is identified, be it a fighter jet, ballistic missile, or drone, ground-based missiles are launched to intercept and destroy the targets. But the Iron Dome can track threats only within a 70-kilometer radius. The proposed Golden Dome works on the same principle, but on a much larger scale, extending as far as outer space. The Golden Dome will leverage a network of thousands of satellites circling the Earth with sophisticated sensors and interceptors. Once a missile is detected, the Golden Dome will either shoot it down before it enters US airspace or neutralize it somewhere along the missile's path of travel. Beneath the space intercept layer, the system will have another defensive layer where land-based interceptors will be activated to negate any other threats. This, Trump says, will effectively knock out any incoming enemy missiles. Though the Golden Dome is largely modeled after Israel's Iron Dome, this space-based shield is actually the continuation of what former US President Ronald Reagan proposed in 1984. He called it the Star Wars Initiative, officially known as the Strategic Defense Initiative. The proposal involved many layers of technology that would enable the US to identify and destroy automatically a large number of incoming ballistic missiles as they were launched. But the project never took off. Massive gaps in cost and technology, coupled with the risk of violating an existing anti-ballistic missile treaty, prevented the Reagan administration from launching the initiative.
Many of the vocal opponents of SDI, some of them with impressive scientific credentials, claim our goal is impossible. It can't be done, they say. Well, I think it's becoming increasingly apparent to everyone that those claiming it can't be done have clouded vision. Sometimes smoke gets in your eyes. Sometimes politics gets in your eyes. If this project is as big a waste of time and money as some have claimed, why have the Soviets been involved in strategic defense themselves for so long? And why are they so anxious that we stop?
But what couldn't come to fruition 40 years ago, Trump proposes to get it done by the end of his term in 2027.
We will truly be completing the job that President Reagan started 40 years ago, forever ending the missile threat to the American homeland, and the success rate is very close to 100%, which is incredible when you think of it, you're shooting bullets out of the air.
But the doubts and criticism surrounding the feasibility of such a complex project haven't waned off, even after 4 decades. The proposed shield is expected to cost at least $175 billion. Trump has already set aside $25 billion to initiate the project, but the Congressional Budget Office has estimated that deploying and operating just the space-based interceptors could cost up to $542 billion over the next 2 decades. No wonder then that over 180 companies, including Elon Musk's SpaceX and Lockheed Martin, have expressed interest in the project. They are ready to build and deploy more than 1,000 satellites for global missile tracking. Meanwhile, skeptics have argued that Trump's plan to build a massive missile shield could potentially trigger a space war. China has condemned the proposed Golden Dome and urged the US to abandon their plans. Russia said it could prompt the resumption of nuclear arms control talks between Moscow and Washington. Regardless, the Golden Dome is a long way off. The project needs to clear many hurdles, political, technological, and financial, before Trump's futuristic shield becomes a reality.